Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, good morning, Gavin. Hi, good morning, fellow educators, all our tutors, dear tutors out there. Okay, and this may be a super busy period for you if you are coaching PSLE kids. So kudos to your hard work. And people who are coaching secondary school like me, okay, so we still have some weeks to go, right? So today, very happy to have Gavin with us. Hi, Gavin. I know that you are going to have your workshop coming up in the 22nd of October. So today we'll have some surprises for our viewers. So if you can stay till the end, you will catch the surprise. All right. So Gavin has some wonderful gifts for you. Okay. So let me just start off, Gavin, if it's okay. I want to start off introducing what is PIE to perhaps some of our first-time viewers. All right. So later on, then after that, I will share about what you do. Okay, you have a long list of credentials, so we really very impressive. Later, you will see. All right. If you are following us, you know that all our experts that we invite on show, okay, they are very accomplished in their own rights. Also, later we will be covering 3 tips today. 3 tips on how do you move your online. How do you move your tutoring business online? All right. So if you are currently running a physical tuition center, today's Gavin's advice will be very, very useful for you. Also, if you are running your physical tutoring practice predominantly offline, so you want to learn some skills that Gavin can teach you on how to move it online. Okay, let's talk about PIE. So what is PIE? PIE is not the expressway. It stands for Profitable Impactful Educators. It's an initiative started by Jeffrey and myself. Okay, we want to raise the industry standard for professional tutors. We equip tutors with mindsets, skill sets, and network to help them to increase profitability and deliver impactful, transformative teaching. We also make tutoring. We want to make tutoring a prestigious calling and profession, not some fly-by-night kind of part-time job where you just take it up to transit between jobs. Right. So this program is only possible with dedicated support of Jeffrey. So Jeffrey, can you please say hi? Yeah, Jeffrey is a technical wizard, okay, behind all these things. All right, so if you are watching this, if you find that you have friends who are struggling perhaps to transit their business to online, okay, Gavin is the man that you should listen to. And please share this with your friend. If you have any comments, which we treasure very much, if you have any questions, please remember to drop a message on the comment section. Okay, we will, Gavin will attend to you. Okay, so let's talk about Gavin, your long list of accomplishment. You are an international speaker. You are a coach. Okay, you are a founder of Soft Love Launch Formula. Okay, Soft Love. Okay, SOFTLOVE. Right. And today you will share with us how to start your online business in 30 days. All right, 30 days. Okay, without needing to spend a lot of money and without needing a lot of experience. So we don't need to have like web coding or web development experience and all these things, right? Don't need to know SEO, don't need to know how to advertise on Facebook kind of thing. Is that what you are going to tell us?
Okay, I wouldn't say that you wouldn't need to advertise. I think marketing is something that all businesses will need. Either it can be organic marketing or it can be paid marketing. But having said that, right, even though I'm a digital marketer and a business coach here right now, I got to admit upfront, right, this is going live, so there's no hiding behind the wall anymore, right? I'm also not a technical whiz, right? If you ask me to code a website today to build something from scratch, I can't, right? Even though I've been doing this for 10 over years, I'm just not good at that. But the good news is this, we have this thing called technology, right? We can leverage on technology and make things a lot easier. For example, the show that we are having right now, I'm telling you right now, if you are probably asking Jason and myself to create this show on our own, to have all this pop-up and anything, we probably couldn't do it, right? It's all thanks to technology.
No way, man.
And of course, our very amazing man, Jeffrey, behind the scenes, he just need to click a few things, all these amazing things will pop out and look so nice and pretty. So we have technology to assist us. The point is, I always want to tell people, a lot of people, we fear technology, right? But technology is something that we should embrace, right? Technology is not the thing that is stopping us moving forward. It's not the one disrupting us. In fact, we look at technology as the enabler, right? Technology is the enabler that allows us to do more, allows you to reach more, allows you to increase your revenue and increase your business. Yeah.
Okay, yes, absolutely. There's a lot of things that Jeffrey click all the time that I don't know what's happening, but he made it happen nonetheless. So okay, let me correct it a little bit. So I probably was oversimplifying things, right? So the basics still need to know, right? The basics still need to know, but don't have to go to school for 4 years to study degree in IT and stuff like that, lah.
Definitely not.
Okay.
Definitely not.
Good. That's the power of technology. Yeah, we are very fortunate to live in this time. So, okay, Gavin, a bit more about you to introduce to our viewers, because many of them seen you for the first time. So you have appeared on international stages. You are international speaker, coach, trainer. Okay, so you have been doing digital marketing since 2012.
Yep.
And you have spoken on stages in Singapore, Malaysia, the Netherlands, United Kingdom, United States of America. Okay, so suppose all these things are pre-COVID days. Great.
Absolutely.
So you have main thing that I understand that you do are two things. Number one, you help businesses to gain visibility through various means of digital marketing. And number two is that you help them to increase their revenue through innovative solutions. So two things: visibility, revenue.
Absolutely. Okay. Before I think maybe before I go on to explain a little bit more on that, I'd like to extend my thanks to Jason, right, for inviting me on the show. I think it's a pleasure and honor to be here. Really, I saw a lot of amazing people who are on the show before. People like Alvin, right? Alvin is like a multi-million dollar business founder who sold his company, right? And then also we have like people like Jocelyn, a very good friend of mine, and Eugene Xia, one of the best brand coaches, in Singapore as well. So you really have a lot of amazing people on the show. So to be able to be part of that 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 invitation list to be on the show. I feel immensely honored to be here. And also not only to Jason, I think I also want to mention Jeffrey behind the scenes, right, working tirelessly to make sure that the whole show runs well. So first of all, thank you very much. And for those of you tuning in right now, it's my pleasure to be here to serve you, to be able to add value to you. So back to Jason on mentioning about me being on stages and about providing visibility as well as increasing revenue. Okay, so I've spoken all around the world for this, apart from the places that Jason mentioned, also like in Dubai, Australian. It doesn't really matter. It's really about just be able to showcase, to help as many business owners as possible. Now, why do I also travel all around the world to do that, right? Visibility, right? We want to be known to as many people as well. Because let's put it this way, like, ladies and gentlemen, you might be the best tutor in the world. You have the best knowledge, you have the best system, you have the best framework to help a student from F9 go to A1. I'm not sure if the system is still F9 to A1. I know there's like AL9 or AL. It depends on where you are right now, right? But it really doesn't matter. So imagine you're the best. You have the system. You are having a framework. You maybe have a postgrad or PhD in education, but yet, right, no one in this world knows about who you are and what you can do. Do you think you're going to be able to make money? Or you're going to be able to help anybody? The answer is probably not. You're not going to be able to do that. So that's why visibility is so important. If you want to be able to impact somebody, you have to have some form of visibility. You've got to have some form of marketing done in order for you to reach out to these people. I think that's the first thing we probably need to talk about, which is to change the mindset of, I just want to hide in the shadows. I just want to do what I'm doing. You can do that, provided if there are people who already know you and they are willing to do some form of word of mouth for you. But think about it, word of mouth is still word of mouth marketing. They are still marketing you. You are still getting the visibility. So you cannot escape from the fact that you need people to know you in order for people to engage you. Right? Especially we are talking over here right now. Many of us are solopreneurs. Many of us you're working on your own. If you don't change the mindset, it's very difficult for you to scale. It's very difficult for you to be able to go. And the second thing we talk about revenue here. Okay, I think traditionally, correct me if I'm wrong, right? There's two ways that we are looking at, right? So if you're watching this as a tuition teacher, right, where you are charging by the hour, where you have a few students per day. If you have a few students per day, actually, I think your income would be very, very good already, right? So imagine that, but you're always doing charging by the hour, right? And that is what it is. And you are you, right? There's no. You're not like bananas in pajamas. For those of us old enough to know the cartoon, right? You're not like you have B1 and B2, and all the money goes to you. It's not the case, right? You are you, right? Gavin is Gavin, Jason is Jason. I can only charge for myself for the time that I'm investing. So the question is this, right? If you, in this new economy, if you know that you want to be able to earn more, there's only two ways. Either you work longer or you charge higher. Right, that's the only two ways. If you are just maintaining the old business model where you're just charging by the hour and you're going out alone, right? The other only way that you can really improve that is that either you start to systemize the processes where you have other people working for you, right? Or you're going to be able to transit to the other, probably the other crowd who might be watching this. You are a tuition center owner, where you open a place where you can have classes, where you increase your class sizes, right? So that's really how you should be thinking. So if we could use technology, right, to achieve what previously was something that it was a little bit more difficult for you to do. For example, if you want to have a tuition center, let's imagine the cost involved for you, right? You have to own a place. I think a simple place under a HDB minimum will cost you 6,000 to 7,000. Right? Let's not even talk about the admin. Right? You need to hire the admin work that you need to do, the electricity bill, your renovation, and all that kind of stuff. Every month, easily your maintenance 8,000 to 9,000 before you even make a single cent. You got to invest 8,000 to 9,000 or 10,000. But right now, with the online scene, with the online, kind of technology that you can embrace and make use of, you can easily then transit your business online to maybe have an online tuition center, right, which will enable you to make money not only to be able to spread the message to more people. You are going to be able to increase your revenue size while minimizing your capital. So I think that's really the wonderful thing about being able to go online today. And today, of course, as Jason going to be able to ask more in-depth questions on those. I'll be happy to share more. And also, I want to encourage anyone that's watching right now. I'm not sure how many there is, but if you're watching this right now and you have any specific questions with regards to translating a business online, feel free to ask. I'm not here to hold anything back. Within the next 45 minutes or so, if I have to share anything that I know, I'll be more than happy to do so. Okay?
Okay, thanks. I think this transiting is very tricky. So if any of us, if any of your of us viewing this show, you have friends who are having a tuition center, so they may be facing a lot of inertia, right? To say that, I already pay for, I probably sign up at least for 2 years. Every month I'm paying a few $1,000s, like what you said, right? And then now you ask me to go online, transit to online. Am I going to let go of whatever I have done? So if you have friends who are like that, okay, please ask them to tune in to today's show. Okay, they can ask questions. I think that the best form of learning is really to ask questions. Okay, if they want to watch the replay later, maybe they will miss the chance of asking questions, but they can always approach Gavin if they want to attend his boot camp. All right, to learn his methods. So okay, so Gavin, a little bit more about you. You have a vision to help 100,000 businesses and entrepreneurs to achieve real results using proven strategies and frameworks. All right, 100,000. That's a lot of there's many people. So I can feel your commitment that you are ready to put in years to achieve this, right? So maybe you can tell us about roughly to date, right? Okay, what is the result that you have achieved with businesses, with helping businesses?
Okay, so today I guess I've been very blessed. I probably haven't helped 100,000 yet. I'm not there. Definitely, I would say that my numbers are probably around in the thousands, right? So I need to work hard 100 times harder, right, in order for me to hit my vision. But it's a goal that I have to want to help people because truly I was someone from the Navy, right? For those of you who might be wondering, I was previously from the public service. I left the public service about 10 years ago. About 5 years ago. I was in public service for 10 years. I left 5 years ago to start my own journey. And
Right.
throughout this period, I would say that the journey wasn't easy, right? The journey wasn't easy. And I've been very, very
Yeah.
blessed. I've been very, very fortunate to be able to achieve a certain kind of result, right? Consistently, 6 figures for my own businesses. Now let's put it this way. I don't think 6 figures, multiple 6 figures for my own business is some very amazing results on it. It's not, right? But I think it's decent enough. It allows me to have the kind of lifestyle that I want. It allows me to have the freedom that I have wanted in my life. But the problem is there's many people out there. There are much more people out there who are struggling, right? And I've been through those struggles. So that is why, like you guys here who are in this show, education is my passion. That's why I'm always very happy to share. And I wanted to make sure that for whoever who is willing to learn, right, I want to give them that avenue for them to be able to lessen that pain, right, and to minimize the roadblocks that they might face. And then I want to save them from all the pit holes that they might fall into, which is why I come up with my own boot camps to be able to assist them. So that's the first thing. Yeah. So Jason, you want to add something?
No, I want to say that I love the idea of boot camp because sometimes you just go through one day, it's not going to help much. It's just after that, just attend and forget.
Absolutely. And in fact, it's not about just a boot camp. In fact, if you ask me, let's be honest here. I run a boot camp myself, right? It's 3 days for now. But even the 3 days, right? I'll be very open to say that I'll be sharing as much as possible. But learning during the 3 days is not enough, right? It's about going back and getting the work done. It's about doing the action. It's about taking the action. It's about executing the strategies that I'll be sharing. For example, today, all right, I could be sharing later on how you can be creating your offer. I could be sharing later on how could you test certain things. But if I say this today, right, and you go back, you'll be like, wow, that sounds good. And then you just do your thumbs and you get on and then you watch your Netflix and then you prepare your curriculum and you do nothing about it. Then nothing is going to change your business. So it's about taking the action. It's just like you coach your students, right? You tell them that in order for you to improve your math, for example, right, you need to do the practice question. And the student just, okay, yes, sure, yes, and then go back and do nothing. Do you think he or she is going to improve a math grade? Probably not. Right, I guess the same concept applies to us, right?
Same concept.
Yeah, if we have that kind of standards for who we are teaching, we have to make sure that we work our top as well. right? Which is why as
Exactly.
I teaching marketing, as I run my own bootcamp, it's very important for me. I actually run my own agency as well, right? I have my own digital marketing agency where I help businesses, right, improve their business and my own business as well. So that whatever I'm teaching in my bootcamp, right, I'm not just some theory guy, hypocritical, just share, oh, you need to do this, but actually, am I doing it? I'm not, right? I'm actually
Mm.
doing all the things that I'm sharing with everybody, right? So I think that to
So,
me is very, very important.
so
Yeah.
whatever you teach is updated, is current industry practices.
100%. Every single day, I live, breathe, and I wanted to use the S word, but I don't think this should be a family friendly interview, so I shall avoid using the unnecessary words. But yes, I actually practice everything that I share myself as well.
Great, great, great. Okay, we are fortunate to have a practitioner like you, walk the talk. All right, so good. I know that you attend a lot of trainings, so that you actually, when we attend your boot camp, we are actually getting a very consolidated and crystallized, distilled knowledge from you. Okay, we already have the first question, so allow me to share. First question from Wei Chang. Okay, Wei Chang is one of the very experienced tutor in our community. All right. So
Mm.
Wei Chang says, after we set up, say, an online school, okay, I think a hurdle to me personally is again how to market and let myself be known, okay, especially if I'm still a one-man army with limited funds to do aggressive marketing. Any tips on how to get started? Okay, I've got a question for you, Wei Chang. When you say limited funds, right? Okay, what is the amount that you actually think that will need to be spent on marketing? Just curious. Yeah, so maybe you can just put it in the comments. So, Gavin, what do you have to say about this?
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, thank you Wei Chang for asking the question. So you got the ball rolling, right? So for the rest of you who are watching this, right, feel free to ask any question at all. Okay, so Wei Chang, you start an online school already, and your hurdle is about how to market and how yourself to be known. Prior to doing marketing, even though I'm a marketer myself, right, I'm also a business coach. One of the things that I always tell other people is this: before you even do marketing, you got to make sure that your offer is right. Are you offering to the right audience? Are you offering to people at the right price? Are you offering the right kind of packages as to what people want, as compared to what people need, right? Are you doing that first? Because let's put it this way. Imagine you have your offer is out of this world, or it's not something that people actually want to purchase, right? And then you spend all this money on marketing your online school. Do you think you're going to be able to make money? The chances are probably not as much, right? Because people look at the offer, people are like, what is this? I don't want to send my kids to this, or I don't want to sign up for this. Then you're not going to make money. So even before you do marketing, it's very important for you to make sure you get your offer right. Okay, so that is the caveat to the conversation before I explain
Hmm.
the next part. So you got to understand that. Okay. So assuming you got your offer right already, and this is something that you have tested, you have proven, and you know that this is something that people want. Then yes, then I think it's a good chance for you to then proceed to the next stage, which is marketing, which is why my formula is called soft love, right? So SOFT, soft stands for sales, offer, funnel, traffic. You realize that traffic, which is the marketing part, comes at the end, right? So that's the reason why, right? Offer needs to come first, right? Offer, in fact, is the second thing. Is very, very important. Okay, so your question is, so I'm a one-man army. What are the limited funds to do marketing? How do I get started? Now, if you're one-man army, right, this is really up to you to decide to do so. There's always three things that we need to expand, right? In the kind of thing that we do, right? I always say this, right? We need to spend either time, right, effort, and money, right? We need to spend time, effort, and money. Right? You have to choose what you want to spend. If you have a lot of money, then of course you can save on the time and the effort. Right? If you don't have the money, then you have to spend more time and more effort. That is what it is. Right? If you don't have the time, right, then you need to spend the effort to find the right people, and you need to spend money, for example. So there's always a combination, but you cannot escape these three things here. Okay. So number one option is this. So if you are lacking in the budget, right? So in your case, you are saying that, oh, I don't have too much money really. Then what can I do? So you need to spend time, you need to spend the effort. Okay. So what you can do is this: you need to make sure, right, that you are consistent. Right? If you want to do marketing, you want to do it free, you want to do organic. One of the more important things is that you need to be consistent in the way that you're providing value to your target audience. In this case, your target audience is the parents, because parents are the one who send the kids to school. I'm not sure which level you're targeting. If you're targeting people in the JC or maybe the upper secondary, then some of your content can be skewed towards the kids as well, because I believe by the age, the kids hold certain power over the decision as well. They are able to influence their parents. So, but if you're targeting primary school, very naturally, it's very clear you are targeting the parents. You have to make sure that the parents are the one that make the decision, right? As compared to the student. So what you can do is that you've got to make sure that you are consistent in your marketing. You're consistent in sharing the values, in sharing the kind of content, the kind of help that you can provide to these people in order for them to get the results that they want, for the students to get the results that they want. You have to ask yourself this question. So really, what is it that the parents want? Right? What is it that the parents are looking for? Right? Understand what they want and not what they need. Right now, a lot of people when they do marketing, for example, for tutors, they will just think that the grades not good lah. They need tuition lah, so that they need to improve their grades, right? That's what they need. But actually, right, what do the parents want to pay for? Right, the parents don't want to pay for tuition per se. The end goal that they want to achieve is that I want my kids to have to be able to go into a good school. I want my kids to be able to have good morals. The truth is I want to send my kids to tuition so that I have more time for myself and my spouse, so that we can go and jalan watch movie while my kids go to tuition. That's actually my real aim. So you have to understand what are the parents looking for, and think about how your offer or what you're doing is going to be able to solve what they want. Right? If you're able to do that, then I think your marketing message will be a lot stronger. So focus on that instead of what they need. Right? I'm not saying that tuition is not better. Of course, tuition is what you're selling. Tuition, education is what you're providing. But you got to understand the underlying reasons of what they are looking for. Then your marketing message will be stronger. So your content, right, need to be produced based on that, and it needs to be consistent. Now, why consistency is important? Now, consistency is something that people can expect you to do. So, for example, right now, you are trying to do marketing and you don't know what to do. So you have a marketing done like this Monday. And then the next time you share a content is 3 weeks later. The next time you share a content is 3 days later. The next time you share a content is 2 months later. No one expects when you're sharing. No one knows when you're sharing. And if they want to follow you, they want to be able to reach out to you, right? It's very inconsistent for them to know when you're actually providing that, right? So if you are going with a limited budget and you're looking to do a bit more of organic marketing, consistency is more important, right, than frequency. So for example, if you can do once a week, then make sure you do once a week, right? Don't need to stretch yourself to say that I need to do once every 3 days or something like this. If you cannot manage that with limited budget or something like this, be more consistent over frequency, right? So that's number one. Number two, with limited budget, right, what can you do to do better marketing? Think about it this way, right? To be honest, if you're hiring a Singaporean, right, of course your budget with a 1,000 might be a bit limited. You'll not be able to do much. But we are in a globalized economy right now. It's very easy for you to reach out to what we call a VA, a virtual assistant, right, to be able to edit a video for you, to post on social media for you for a few $100 a month, and they can do it on a very consistent basis. So think about global sources. Think about how you can get manpower from other areas. Okay, then you'll be able to do that, right? So you'll be able to reach out to these people to be able to do some of this work for you. So the limited budget that you have, right, will be able for you to do this kind of aggressive marketing. In that sense, okay, if you want to do aggressive marketing, so you're actually putting two very, how to say, controversy. It's like I have limited funds, but I still want to do aggressive marketing, right? If you want to do aggressive marketing, number one, you need more funds. Okay, so if you have very limited fund, it's just like I tell you, how can I run 100 meter in 9 seconds? But I just want to practice lesser, right? I can slack on. It just doesn't make sense, right? Okay, so that is you gotta understand. I'm not here to tell you that you can achieve amazing result or miraculous result by putting in the less effort. I'm not gonna be the kind of marketer that comes here to tell you that. I think if you want to be able to do aggressive marketing, I mean, I'm using your term there, right? Then you got to be prepared to maybe spend a little bit more as well, right? Let's be honest here. But the important concept here that I like to share is this, right? Wei Shang, if you have limited funds and you do the aggressive marketing, I want to change the mindset a little bit to not think about the budget per se. Think about the ROI, think about the LTV, what I call the lifetime value of a customer. So for example, right now, if you're going to be able to spend 1K a month, and your cost per acquisition of a new student is say $500 a month, right? So every time you get someone to sign up to your tutoring, you know you need to spend, okay, let's put it simple, 1K. You spend 1K, you can only get one student, right? But this student, you know, is going to stick with you for 2 years minimum, right? Based on your average customer journey, you know that they will stick with you for at least a few years, right? Given the services that you provide. And every month they're spending $500 with you for tuition, which means over the span of 2 years, right, you're going to be able to generate $12,000 if my math serves me correctly from this one particular customer. So in this case, let me ask you this question right now. Wei Chang, if you had to spend $1,000 to get that one student every single month, would you mind or not? If I knew, I probably wouldn't. Because I know for a fact that I spend this 1,000, I do aggressive marketing, but I can only get one student. But I know this student can generate me $12,000 over a period of 2 years. I'll be more than happy to spend that 1,000. Right? So I think it's the mindset of what you want to do here. Okay, so to get started, so I'm sorry, I know I share a lot of different things and I digress a little bit. So how can you get started right now? Right? How can you get started? Okay, so I just condense it into 3 things. Number 1, right? Start doing organic one. Start doing or your social media. Understand the offer, right? And just be consistent about it. Number 2, right? With limited funds, you say 1K a month. 1K a month actually enables you to hire maybe 1 or 2 person, right? To be able to do consistent social media posts for you, so that you don't have to spend your time to worry about this kind of thing, right? Where you can find these people, you can go to Upwork.com, you can go to Fiverr.com, or you go to Facebook, right? You just go search for Philippine virtual assistant service or Vietnam virtual assistant service. For the purpose of this, if you are looking for a VA, I will recommend a Filipino for now, because language-wise it's a lot easier and they are pretty decent as well. Vietnamese are very good at technicals, but the problem is more on the language barrier side, right? They are less proficient in our working language, which is English. Singaporeans and Malaysian, they are pretty. Malaysian is actually still quite okay personally. I feel they are very hardworking and they are willing to provide you. And language-wise, definitely not much issue. Singaporeans, however, nothing against, I'm a Singaporean, but they're going to be more expensive, and sometimes they might not. They might demand a little bit more, you know. Okay, so I will leave it as that. So that's number 2. All right, number 3, what you really want to do is that don't be afraid to ask for your testimonial. So if you have very limited marketing, right, you need to showcase your brand. You need to really let people know you, right? So a lot of the tutors that I know, or the tuition, they are very shy. I don't know why, but it's like don't want. I say, you know, don't people don't know me lah. You know, I just do a little bit here and there, can already. But if you really want to grow the business, I think it's part and parcel of what you need to go through. So don't be afraid to ask for testimonials, right? Don't be afraid to ask for reviews, right? Don't be afraid to do case studies. Okay, don't be afraid to do case studies. If you are even better, do exactly what you're watching right now, right? Do things like what Jason and Jeffrey are doing. Go ahead and interview your students and their parents, right? Share about their journey, share about this, and all these things can be done for free, right? You don't need to spend money to do this, right? You don't need to spend money to go on Facebook or the Facebook Live or YouTube Live to share an interview, to share their journey. Literally $0, right? But do you dare to ask? Right? If you're able to ask this kind of thing, the testimonial, the review, the case study, and then you use that as part of your marketing from time to time, don't every day blast this kind of thing. Then people will like, every day is just showing this side. You know, from time to time, then this is your what we call your marketing collaterals, and then you're going to be able to use this, right, to really build up your brand, so that people know how good you are, and people know that you are actually getting real results for other people, and that is when your brand will be known, right, and you are going to be able to leverage on that to spend lesser money on marketing. Because the point is this, you want to spend more marketing dollars so that people get to know you more. That's the whole idea. But if you have this kind of thing already, people don't need to know you as many times, but yet at the same time, they're going to be able to know how good you are already. Okay, so don't be afraid to ask this. So these 3 things here, 3 major tips that I can share with Wei Chang. I hope that makes sense. I know I went off tangent. I shared a lot more things. But Wei Chang, if this is good for you and you are actually finding good value from this particular sharing, just type awesome or okay in the chat, so that I know that you are able to absorb that. And for those of the rest of you who are watching this right now, please, again, I'm open for a lot of questions. I dedicated my time here today to serve you guys. So please feel free to ask me any questions that you all might have. All right. So Wei Chang and Jason, back to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think this is the kind of sharing intensity and willingness to share that we can expect from you. Okay, so those of you those of us who really want a piece of Gavin, okay, do stay to the end, because Gavin is going to give you a very attractive, I would say attractive is an understatement, a wonderful offer, okay, to join his program. Okay, so now let's go on to the first tip. Okay, let's go on to the first tip. Okay, right. Okay, Wei Chang say there's a lot of insight. Okay, I think he got his answers. Very good, very good. Okay, Olive is an international language coach. She coaches executives on how to speak confidently, right? She has customers in China and all this, right? So now let's go on to, okay, what is the first step, okay, for tutors, right? So the first thing to move our businesses online, the first thing is you say understanding why people are online. Okay, so this one I also want to know, why are people online?
Okay, so what I say is this, right? One of the things that I share in my programs and even on my free webinars or things that I do online, I always tell people that you need to understand why people are online. People are online not to be sold, right? How many of us here, for those of us who are watching this right now, how many of us can touch our head and say, "Oh, I'm online every single day because I want to be sold lah. I want people to sell things to me. That's why I'm online." Right? I'm pretty sure close to none of us will raise our hand and say, "Yes, I'm online to be sold," right? Except for crazy people like me, because I'm an advertiser and marketer, right? I go online, I want to look at advertisements so that I can improve my craft, right? So I key sell one. I'm crazy. I'm the other kind of people, right? But most of us, we are not. So it's very important that you understand why people are online, because a lot of newbies, a lot of people who are starting to do marketing online, they come in the mindset, "Oh, I need to do marketing. I sell, lah. I keep selling. Okay, to be fair, nothing wrong with that. If you keep doing that, I'm pretty sure you also get some form of results. But if I want to go to the next level, you want to do it elegantly, you want to do it well, then you have to understand, why are people online in the first place, right? Why are people online in the first place? So that you're going to be able to connect with these people better. So that you're going to be able to know why they are there. And if you know why they are there, right, then you're going to be able to attack them from a much better angle, right? In Mandarin, we used to say this, like Sun Tzu Bing Fa, we used to say, 知己知彼，百战百胜, right? Which technically means that if you know your enemies, right, and what they are doing, then you got to be able to win the battle. It's the same thing on the marketing field, right? If you are looking to market your business, if you know why they are online, that if you know that the parent is there looking for a certain topic, they want to achieve certain result, and you are able to come in from the angle, would you say that your marketing efforts results will actually quadruple or be so much more amazing? So the number one thing is this: you need to understand why people are online. People are not online to be sold to. People are online to do three things. Right, to do three things. And this is what I would say for everybody. Everyone in the chat right now, if you are watching this live or anything, do me a favor, type down in the chat this, right? Type down these three letters for me. I know this show is called PIE. This group is called PIE. But today I'm not going to talk about PIE. I'm going to be talking about CIE. Okay? CIE. Charlie India Echo, right? CIE. Right? CIE. Right, everybody just do me a favor, type down in the chat so that I know that you guys are actually receiving it. For those of you watching replay, you can hashtag replay and also type CIE in the chat. Okay, so CIE is what we are doing here. Now, what does CIE stands for? Right, what does CIE stands for? C stands for connect, I stands for information, and E stands for entertainment. C, I, and E. Right, what is the whole purpose of Facebook? Right, we are now watching this live on Facebook. I think we are streaming live on Facebook. I don't think we are streaming on any other platform. So why are we on Facebook? Every single one of us here. Are we on Facebook so that we can see ads and to be sold to all the funny different courses that, you see my irritating ads or my friends' irritating ads? You are not there, right? But yet we are still making a lot of money because we do it the right way. But you're not, your purpose is not that, right? You are not running ads to tell people about your courses and everything. People are on Facebook because I want to be able to connect with my good friend Jason. I want to be able to connect with my good friend Jeffrey. I want to be able to see what other people are doing. Right? I want to see the life of other people. Or like I see my friends going to Germany, and then I also get, right? So I book a ticket for end October to fly to Germany also. I'm on Instagram because I want to look at nice photos. I want to look at the kind of good food that my friend is eating. I'm online to be connected with people. Does that make sense? Right? So the first C stands for connect. Everybody type connect in the chat, right? The first C is for connection. The purpose of Facebook, of social media, is to be connected with other people. So if you know that the purpose of all this social media and people being online is to be connected, then what you need to understand for you, right, is also back to what I think Wei Chan was asking earlier. How do you brand yourself? You are not selling things. You are online to be connected with parents. So how can you connect with parents? So you can share parenting tips. You can share, educational tips. You can share things. These are the ways that you can connect with people. Does that make sense? So your idea here is that you have to connect with people. Your job here is not to sell. Your job online is to connect first and foremost to your target audience. Right? So connection is very important. Remember, social media is meant to be social. It's not meant to be selling media. Okay, it's social media. It's not selling media. Okay, so connection is key. I stands for information. We are all online also to be informed. We are all online here to learn. We are all online to be able to find out about the latest trends, to be about the latest news, right? And many of us here, right? Let's face it already. I have not watched mainstream TV for a long time, for years. I cannot remember how many years is this. But for those of us who is watching this right now, I am making an assumption here. Many of us here get our daily news information. We get our daily trends and everything from where? From this thing here, right? Right? We go on Facebook or whatever. Okay, so everybody type information, right, in the chat. Information. We are all online to be informed. We want to learn about the latest trend. We want to learn about the latest news. We want to learn about latest. We want to showcase that we are the people who are in the loop. Correct? So that we can, I don't know, have the air of superiority. I know something, right? We might not show it, but inside the OS is like, I know something, right? Maybe some people don't know. It is what it is. Nothing to hide, right? It's just human psychology. Okay, so imagine this. As part of the connection, right? The next step is information. People want to be informed. So what can you do? Imagine this. You share about the latest news about education. You share about okay, obviously I'm not a tutor, so I might be saying some of these things wrongly. So please forgive me if I say any of these things wrongly. So for example, MOE released the new banding system or something like this, right? They have some new schooling things. And what you do, right? Apart from or just telling people, I'm a very good tuition teacher, then you share. With the latest home-based learning, how can a parent at home, right, cope with their students' home-based learning better, right? As a tutor myself, these are my tips and everything. Then you share very good information. I'm telling you right now, are you connecting with the parents? Are you sharing good information that the parents want to know? And that's why they will actually come and follow you. They will kind of listen to you. Right? Imagine that. Think of that from that perspective right now. Can you see where this is heading? Right? Rather than you just selling your courses, home-based learning, don't worry, come and learn from me, right? That's why you must buy my online tuition course. Your student will improve. Very good. Wow, that's not what they want, right? They just want to know, hey, if I have to do home-based learning, how I juggle, how I juggle with my kid. Every day I work, next to me, like Jason was saying, like his daughter was running around. How can I manage that better? Right? How can I make sure that it's not going to disturb my work, and then I can put him safely for home-based learning? How? Can you teach me how? But if you're able to do that, okay, imagine. Right? Can you imagine how amazing that would be? Right? So information is the second pillar of understanding why people are online. Okay, so C and I. Now let's talk about E. Right? E stands for, I know we are in profitable and impactful educator, right? But E, for the purpose of this right now, is not education per se, right? It's actually entertainment. Okay, it's actually entertainment. All right, people are online to be what? Right, to be entertained. Right, people are online to be entertained. People are online to relieve stress. Every single day, I work 9 to 5. Wow, very stressed already. I go home, I don't want to be stressed about. Right, I want to be able to chill. I want to watch that. Why Netflix, Disney Plus, all this so amazing, make so much money? Because people go back, they are relieving stress. They are being entertained, right? That's why people spend money all the time, right, to be entertained. So right now, if you know that people are online to be entertained, then what can you do? Right? What if your content is entertaining as compared to boring? Let me put it this way. Right? Let me put it this way. Imagine if you do a content piece right now, you want to be able to share with other people, and your content goes like this. Okay, so everybody, today I'm going to tell you about algebra, right? And we're going to be learning how to add A plus A together. So A plus A equals to 2A. Okay, and then if you want to do that already, A times A equals to A squared. Now, what's the difference between 2A and A squared? And this is how we work it out. Okay, do you all understand already? Okay, very good. You're informing. Yes, you're fulfilling one quadrant. But will people actually want to watch? Maybe not so much. Right? Maybe not so much. But imagine you do this way. Hey, everybody, do you all remember how we do algebra today? And today, I want to be able to share this very interesting technique with you all, right? Imagine you have one banana. right? At B1, right? And then we dressing up in a little bit of like, you remember, for those of us who are a little bit older, right? You remember bananas in pajamas. Okay, so we have B1 here, and then we have B2 here. So B1 plus B2, we mash up together, we get what? We get banana pudding. Actually, no, you get 2 different bananas. So what is that, and what can we do to be able to help other people to understand that, right? So this is banana 2. We have to understand you actually get 2 bananas, and how do we, or something like that. Obviously, that's a very bad example, but you guys get the idea. But you want to make it entertaining so that people will actually be keen to watch. You get what I'm saying? Right? So actually, there's another word for it. I know it's more in terms of educate. So you want to entertain people, but you want to keep them informed, right? So you mix and match these two together. There's this thing called edutainment. Right? There's this word that we kind of like say in our industry called edutainment, where you educate and entertain at the same time. That is how you're going to be able to reach out to these people better. Right, so you're going to be able to build that following. So Wei Chang, just now you also asked that question, right? So if you don't want to spend the money, or rather you have limited funds, and how can you make best use of that funds, right? Is before you even do any of those, you need to understand this, right? The first question, why are these people online, right? And if you understand this whole concept of C, I, and E, right, and you match them together, and before you do any post online, before you share any videos online, before you do any marketing online, you always ask yourself this question: does my content and my piece and my video or whatever fulfill these 3 criteria, or at least 2 of it, to reach out to the people? Then you know potentially the success rate is going to be higher. Which is why understanding why people are online is so important. Because if you know why they're online, you're going to be able to reach out to them better. You're going to be able to connect with them better. You're going to inform them better. You're going to entertain them better. And if you're going to be able to do more than one of these, right, you're going to be able to generate raw revenue, right, more for your own business. You're going to be able to really grow your following. And once you grow a following, if you're going for an organic route, that is how your business will actually grow as well. Okay, so does that make sense? So ladies and gentlemen, that is C, I, and E. And if all this have made sense to you and this has helped you in understanding this concept a little bit better, everybody, can you just type awesome in the chat for me, please? Just type awesome in the chat for me. And I'd like to hand it over back to Jason.
For sure, it's awesome sharing to me lah. Okay, CIE. Okay, so connect, informed, and to entertain. Right. So actually, we have many people joining us. We even do you also know Lance, right? Lance Quack. Yeah, Lance says that the Netflix share price is now 610.27. That's the power of entertainment, right? We all want to be entertained. This is how badly we want to be entertained. Yeah. So we have Alex also online with us. We have John Yao with us. Okay. So hi. Okay. So these are all quality educators in our community. All right. So okay, let's move on to the next tip. All right, Gavin. Very, very eager to see your next tip. The next tip is actually to create an irresistible offer. Okay, irresistible offer. Okay, what can you say about that?
Okay, so I believe earlier we actually shared a different tip, right? So I actually mentioned this before. Before you even do marketing, I'm a marketing and a business coach. But a lot of people, and I own the agency, so a lot of businesses or maybe in this case tutors or tuition center, they come to me, right? And the first thing they tell me is that, my business is struggling. I need to do more marketing. I need to be able to reach out to more people, right? So that I can get more business, everything. I'm telling you right now, that may not be the case. Right? That may not be the case. Marketing is not the solution to everything. Right? Let me say that again. Marketing is not the solution to everything in business. It is not. Okay? Right? Like I look at the business and then I ask okay, so right now, like today, every day got 10 people walk into your center. How many people are actually taking your program? And then you say, maybe 1 lor. Then like, okay, so you want to be able to spend more money. So let's say if I can put 100 people into your tuition center every single day, you're going to be able to make 10 sales lah. Right? But in order to get this 100 people into your tuition center, right, it's going to cost you like maybe $10,000. And the person, like that, how I cannot make money? Yeah, I also think so. Because your conversion rate very low. Does that make sense? Then you won't be able to make money. So we need to convert that. So that is why the offer is so important. Because imagine this, if every 10 people walk into a tuition center, you can already close 8 of them. I'm telling you right now, you probably don't even need marketing. You're like, oh my God, sorry, I don't do marketing. I cannot handle already. Right? I just need to focus on my business. So it's about the offer first before you look at the marketing. It is the mindset of knowing what you are giving people is what people want instead of what people need. Okay, so this is also another conundrum that a lot of people talk about, right? So you might be attending programs online, or you learn from some of the gurus and everything. So some gurus will say this, right? Oh, you just sell what people need. right? You sell what people need, you'll be able to make money, right? I think many of us hear this before, right? If you have heard this before, if you are watching this live with me, just type me in the chat, right? If you have heard of that before. But let's put this way. I spend a lot of money, I learn from my mentors. And one of the most important lessons that I learned from my mentors is this, right? You want to do what? You want to sell what people want, and then you give them what they need, right? So let me say that again. You want to sell what people want, and then you give them what they need. So idea is that you should not be selling tuition. Okay, you should not be selling tuition, right? You should not be selling the 2-hour lesson. People don't want a 2-hour lesson, right? I don't want to spend 2-hour lesson. What I want is the good grades. If you can tell me I can get good grades without going for the lesson, I also pay you, right? But if you tell me I have to go for 2-hour lesson and then my grades maybe will not improve, I also don't want to pay you. So you are not selling the tuition, right? You are selling the end results, what they want. Okay, but what they need in order to get what they want is the tuition, obviously, right? Is to have that more practice, everything. So you got to be clear what is the want and what is the need, and what you're selling is the want. Okay, so this is the first thing here. Does this make sense? If this makes sense for everybody that is watching this right now, please do me a favor, type the word sense, right? Type the word sense in the comment section. And also, I know that many of you here who is watching this right now, you might be finding this very, very helpful. I do ask a favor as well, share this out to more people so that more people can benefit from this. All right, I don't normally do a lot of sharing today, nowadays, so public sharing like this. So if you think this can help somebody that you know, especially some of your fellow tutors or your friends, feel free to tag them or get them to watch this. All right, so that's number one, right? You got to make sure that sense is that sense is that that you are selling what people want instead of what people need. It's just like Apple phone, right? I mean, I have both Android and Apple here. For my work purposes, I use both. Why is Apple so successful? Do they sell you what we need? Phone, right? We just need something to surf the media, to make a phone call, everything. But actually, what do we want? We want the prestige, right? We want the sensing, we want the confidence, we want the association with Apple. We want to be able to look good. We want to be able to have a fast response rate or whatever. So Apple leverage on this, right? They're very good at their marketing. They always sell to your emotions. They sell to what you want instead of what you need. I mean, this is just another example that I can share with everybody. Okay, so back to what we are. You see, I went off tangent again. I went sharing a lot more stuff. And now I want to go back into creating an irresistible offer. So some of the things that you want to make sure that you have a good irresistible offer is this, right? So you want to make sure that you have a value stack. This is something very common in our business, in the way that we talk about how we promote a program online. So of course, whether you're online or offline, you need to think about what are the kind of things that you can do. But what you want to do is that you want to have a value stack, right? A lot of time people say, okay, so as a tuition teacher or maybe as a tuition center, what's the thing? So a lot of people will just say this, right? Oh, okay, if you sign up, it's just a 1 hour $80, right? That's it, right? It's for this subject, it's 1 hour $80. That's the thing, right? Or maybe you go to a center, they just say, oh, for you to sign up with the thing, the classes happens once every week. You sign for our month, for $250, your kid can come 4 times a week. That's it, right? That's the offer. But the offer, is it very irresistible? It's just a normal offer. So imagine this way, right? If I were to come, a parent were to come to me today, and for the purpose of this exercise or what I'm sharing here, I'm not a tutor. I helped tutors or tuition center before. This may or may not be applicable to your business. You may or may not have the resources to do this, but if you know this will work, it's up to you to decide whether you want to create the resources in order to support this so that you can improve your business, right? That's the caveat here and the disclaimer. So imagine a parent come to me today. Oh, Gavin, I think you're pretty good. I want to be able to get my kid to join your tuition, and what would be the thing for me? Oh, okay. So, Mr. Tan, don't worry, right? So if you want to join my tuition right now, what I can offer you is this, right? For every single month, right, for $400, I'll be able to guide your children, right? I'm going to be able to help them to improve their grades, right? Normally, I'll be able to probably improve it by 2 grades or whatever based on my testimonial and everything. And you also see my trial lessons before already, so you know how good I am. So for $400 a month, you're going to be able to get 4 different lessons. So I will come every single week to coach him on 1 hour on every single subject, right? Or 1 hour for every single for that particular subject that we are talking about. And not only that, right, I'm going to be able to give your kid the access to me as well. So what I'm going to be able to do is that I'm going to give him my private number, and he's going to be able to ask me questions at any point of time. right? So that we're going to be able to ensure that he maintains learning. It's not just every single week that 1 hour that he has with me, but any point of time, if you have any question with his schoolwork or you need any form of assistance, he'll be able to reach out to me. And also, right, what I have is that I have this online Facebook group, right? In case I can't reach me online on my mobile number, he can just go to this Facebook group where he's going to be able to ask questions, and I'm going to be posting a content, right, that's relevant to his subject every single week. So he's going to be able to go there and learn. And we don't just talk about this particular subject. We talk about life, we talk about values, we talk about, tenacity, that kind of stuff. So that your kid not only going to be able to improve in his academic work, he's going to be able to improve on his personal life as well. And not only that, right, we also have this online portal, right, where every single lesson that we do, right, with all these notes that we are talking about, all these things that we, every single time when we have a one-to-one session or something, that is all these notes that are going to be able to write, all this will be jotted down and uploaded on this online portal where Peter will be able to download and take reference whenever he needs assistance. Right, so he's going to be able to have access to this membership portal where he's able to do that as well. So all this together, actually, you think about it, it's worth more than $1,000, $2,000 every single month. But what you are going to be able to offer you right now is just for $400 a month, right? I'm going to be able to give all this to you. Plus this, actually, you know that I always deliver, I always add up more, right? I don't strictly stick to that 1 hour, and most of the time I'll be able to extend that a little bit more, right? If you are going to be able to start this package with me today, what I'm going to be able to do is for $400 a month, instead of a 1 hour lesson, I'm going to do 1.5 hours for your kid.